Hi my lovies and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Khala and I am your future fave YouTube content creator. Is that the same thing? I don't know. But welcome. I hope by the end of this video you actually enjoy my content so much that you end up subscribing and liking and commenting. You guys have seen part 1, part 2, and my part 3. This is my final closing of everything. And I know, like, when you look at part 1 and part 2, it really is bad. It sounds so bad, and it really is bad. But I just wanted to do this part 3 for the girlies that want to au pair, because I saw like there were a few people that would DM me, especially on my TikTok, asking for advice and stuff like that. Like, what agency did you use? How did you go about it? What are the pros and what are the cons? What would you do differently if you had more information about the program? So that's basically what this video is for, is to kind of give you advice, because even with everything that I've said, I genuinely do believe that you can get a good family. It's rare, and I say that because there is more negative stories out there about au pairing than good stories. So it is tough, but you can get a good family. It is possible, and they might, yeah, I'm gonna come to that. So that's why I'm gonna like give you advice on the things that I should have done or looked out for that I didn't do before. The first one is, the one thing I will say, that when you're looking for a family, the agency, yo guys, there will be so much pressure. I remember it took me so long to find my first family, only because I thought about this so much, like deep, because first of all, you're going to be living with a family for a whole year, complete strangers that you don't know. So you need to be fully yourself, and you need to live with people that will accept you for who you are. So you need to think deep about that. So that's why when you're interviewing with these people, lay it on the table. Lay everything out about you on the table, positive or negatively, so that when you get that side and some things happen, they already know like this is something that they expected, so that when they accept you, they know that okay, we accept her with all these pros and cons, like we know these things about her, you know what I mean? Like for me, I told all the families that I don't cook, I don't enjoy cooking. I know that the requirements as an au pair, you need to know how to cook. No, you don't. Most of the friends that I made is like during my au pair time in New York, they don't cook. Some are not even allowed to go in the kitchen. Like, they don't cook. The family cooks for them. It's not a requirement. They don't even cook for their kids. Like, you don't need to know how to cook. So you need to put it out there that I don't cook. I genuinely dislike cooking. So that's definitely a chore that I'm not gonna do. So you can put it out there and stuff like that. Put all your cousins, like one, guys, you need to be yourself. You can't be fake, so that when these families, that we need to remember, these families are so flip floppy, like barato flip flop and stuff like that. So if something comes up that they didn't know about you, they will kick you out ASAP. And then something you should look out for in families, for me, it was how comfortable I was with them. I feel like you'll know. I know some people will be like, when you're looking out for family, you will know, but you really will know. Like, the vibes still not little guana, and then you just see the energy. I know I wanted people that were bubbly, but also straightforward. Like, if there's a problem, they could come to me and sit me down and we can resolve it. Like, not everything has to be taken out of context and now like we're not working now as a match and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And for me, my biggest thing is, I remember somebody commented, somebody thinks au pairing is a vacation. You can turn it into that. I am telling you right now, you can actually turn au pairing into vacation. And how you can do that, if you list, like, if we work the hours, because Americans work such a long hours, where I wasn't even working that many hours in retail. So the 4 hours is 45 hours, but you don't need to work the full 45 hours. I've noticed that families that use up all the hours are the worst. I'm telling you right now, they're the worst. If you want to work less hours so you have time to explore where you're at and stuff like that, and get friends outside of the au pair program, this is what you can do. You need to listen to these key elements. You need to, the families will be talking there, and you need to realize how busy they are. Do they include their kids into their schedules? As an au pair, you do become a parent in a way. So you need to understand, you need to like pay attention when they're speaking. If they're saying, yeah, we're going to need you to work 45 hours fully, let me tell you that they don't spend time with the kids. You're probably going to wake them up and you're going to put them to bed. Like, you're going to be the parent and you're going to be overworked. So what I would say is, listen to the way they speak about their kids. Listen to the way, like for my one, I was working 30 hours. My first one, I was working 30 hours. I didn't have to bathe the kid. They would bathe the kid because it was a father and daughter type vibe. Like, they wanted to bathe the dad wanted to bathe the daughter because it was their time together. They would want me to stop working immediately when they got back from work. So you need to listen to those things, because they were not the only ones. There are families that are like that. Like, when we come back from work and we clock off, that's when you clock off. You know what I mean? That's when you clock off as an au pair. They treat you like an au pair. You are not the parent. Pay attention to those details, because people think you have to work like over. You need to like graft. No, you can find families where you don't have to work. My G, you don't have to work 45 full hours. Like, those hours are crazy. You can work 30 hours. It's so possible, and less, because you're supposed to just be there to look after the kids and play with them and stuff like that. But if you find a really good family, they take care of their kids. They want to spend time with their kids and stuff like that. Like, after more, you can go and do whatever the heck you want to do, because when they come back, they want to spend time with their kids. So I feel like you need to look out for those key elements, and you can ask how much they're going to pay you. I know that the au pair program doesn't want you to ask them. You can negotiate, but you can literally ask these people, how much are you going to pay me? Ask those questions, because I didn't know you could ask those questions, like, at all. I just thought the minimum is how much they're going to pay you. I didn't realize it says minimum, that it can go up. I didn't know that, yo. I didn't know. I know it's so dull, but like, I know it's like but yeah, you can ask them how much they're going to pay you and stuff like that. Racial questions you can also ask. I remember my agency encouraged me to ask this, have you had a black au pair, stuff like that. Those questions are necessary, because as much as they're so awkward and cringe, you're gonna live a whole year with these people. So you need to be you need to be comfortable as fudge. Okay, you cannot be worried for, oh my god, if I do this, will they like me? They're gonna ask me questions about my hair, blah, blah, blah. You need to ask these questions, racial questions, everything. You need to ask them. Most importantly, you need to speak to the au pairs. You need to speak to the au pairs, like their previous au pairs. You need to speak to them. Now this is a good sign and a bad sign. Sometimes they will give the au pairs, if they like you, they will give you the au pairs. Like, after the first interview, they will be like, yo, we're gonna give you the au pairs, our current au pair and our previous au pairs numbers, so that you can question them and ask them and see what works for you. And some you will have to ask, because they're not paying attention to it. So it really is a positive sign when they give you all the au pairs numbers. Yo, it's so positive. That means they treated them so lovely that they don't care. They're giving you all of the au pairs numbers. A bad sign is, which is what happened with my last host family. She had an au pair, and out of all her au pairs, well, there are a few that quit. But because the agency is protecting these families, they don't put all the references there. They hide it. They even lie about it. So that means the family, if they had a bad experience with an au pair, usually the families, there are some families that will literally be like, you know what, it didn't work out, this is what happened. But then there are some really bad families, which is my previous one, the last one that I had in Texas. Oh, she died so much. I found out through the kids that there was an au pair that quit after 1 week, because I kept getting told that no, the au pair by the area director. Yeah, all the au pairs have stayed the full period and stuff like that, and they've never complained. That time she's never spoken to them. The only time she spoke to them was arrival orientation. So you need to be aware of that. They do lie. They don't care about you. These people, they are protecting their host family. These are the people that are bringing in money, so they are protecting them. You need to ask questions like, how many au pairs have you had? And then about 3, ask for all of their numbers. All of their numbers. Ask for all of them. If they literally say, no, but this one, they start making excuses. This one is working. Oh, I don't have her number anymore. Oh, it's like, if they say like, oh, their numbers got lost, I don't have their WhatsApp. Oh, they're working. That's what happened with me. She lied. But my problem is that my defense was like, the other 2 were speaking so highly, and I'm gonna come to that as well about these au pairs. These other 2 spoke so highly about this family that I was like, that one does not matter. It matters. It matters because there's a reason why they kept that girl's number away from me, because that girl is the one that was the most honest. She was honest about everything. The mother's character, everyone's character. She was so spot on, and that's why they didn't want to give me her number, because she was going to be honest and tell you the truth, which I don't get why, because we would avoid all these problems. It just goes to show, because she didn't want me, but she's protecting her. Oh, guys, I'm not going to get into it. But you need to ask for the au pairs numbers, the previous au pairs numbers. Ask all the questions. How do they treat you? How is the mother? And how is the father? Because those are sadly are the ones that always give au pairs issues. How is the mother? How does she feel about you wearing certain things in the house? How is she? How does she treat you? Like, you need to ask those questions, like, because like, do they give you privacy in your room? You need to get privacy as an au pair, because things have happened. These host dads have done things. Things have happened. An au pair is required privacy. It's a thing. It's not something that you can break. But I've noticed that because these families do not go by the rules, they literally do their own thing, and the agencies will still defend them. You need to ask the au pairs, do you get privacy? Are they coming in and out of your room? Like, what's happening? Do they respect your privacy? After you're done working, what happened? Do the kids come to your room? Like, because that was what was happening with the previous au pair, and she didn't inform me of this. It was so irritating. This is also for the au pairs that are currently au pairing. I get it. There are people who come from backgrounds that God feel like we come from different backgrounds. So the previous au pair, this is what happened. And it's just that moment that would have changed things for me if she was a bit honest. Everybody knows au pairs are required privacy. That's a rule that everybody knows when you come into this industry or whatever. So she said she was not and then I realized that I don't get privacy when I'm in this house, because they store things in the closet so that they can come in and out. And I was like, but that's not fair. So I decided to text the other au pair. I was like, did you get privacy while you were staying in this family? She said no. Even the kids will literally barge in, open the door after hours when you're done working, barge in the door and whatnot, one door, and come in and play. When I'm gone, they would search out. They would literally be in my room doing God knows what. And I was so upset, and I was like, why didn't you mention this to me? And in her defense, she said she's not used to privacy at home, so it was not a problem for her. Which brings me to my topic. We all come from different backgrounds. Bona, people who come from like tough backgrounds, their tolerance for nonsense is so high. Higher than people who are not used to nonsense. So I feel like you need to give out all the information. Because I'll try. If she had told me that information, I would have never gone to that family. I would have avoided them at all costs, because that's so dangerous that you don't get privacy as an au pair. It's not fair, and it's not even allowed. Like, you need to dig information out of them. You need to be honest with me, no matter what. Even if it's something that doesn't bother you, give me that information so I know if it bothers me or not. You know what I mean? Full transparency. Ask for transparency, full transparency from these au pairs, as I believe. Yo, my English is running away. But yeah, that was basically it. And then secondly, my agency, I remember she told me, but I didn't grasp that information when she told me, because I feel like if she gave me examples, it would have made sense. But I remember she told me, my American neighbor, different than my American. Like, the Americans are, those people are sticking together. Okay? So when you go that side, act accordingly. But now when I think about it, it's really like you're alone. I need you to understand that when you are that side au-pairing, you are alone. The agency that you sign up with here, their job is just to take you that side. After that, there's nothing they can do. You are with those people. You are the Americans' responsibility. But Habadagawen, they don't care. A prime example is the girl that passed away. That side, and they don't even give a fudge to bring her back. They don't care. Great. These people don't care. You are alone. Anything could happen. I just know when she passed away, they were probably like, oh, she passed away, we need a new au-pair. Like, I need you to understand how much they don't care about you. You are nothing. You're just, in a way, a slave. Replace at any time, because there's so many au-pairs in the country that they bring into the company that you can get replaced easily. You know what I mean? And these people have money to do that. So you are genuinely alone. The area directors don't care for you. They might be there and they speak and be like, yeah, we're here for you. You're not. You are not. And you will see it. Hopefully you guys don't rematch. That's why I'm giving you this advice, so that you make the right decision before you leave home. That you find the right family, so that you don't have to deal with rematching, because it's so stressful. You are so alone. When I rematched and I decided to rematch, the area director attacked me, bro. She was like, this is gonna cost so much for the family. Do you understand how hurt they are? Like, it costs this much to replace you and stuff like that. Like, for you, it's easy. You can just get a family. That time, it's not easy. If I don't get a family, I leave the country. Like, why? What do you mean they have it harder? No, these people have money. They can do this multiple times. That's why they do it. So they will say things like that to you, and they will be like, yeah, and the family liked you so much. They will make you feel like you're the worst person in the world. But when the family rematches, Sana, they will start bringing up things so yeah, the family said this about you. And yeah, so I don't know, like, you were not cleaning up. They said you were lazy. I think that's what they said about, yeah, another au pair. Yeah, you were lazy and stuff like that. So now you're not speaking up for me. You're not speaking up for me, but you're speaking up for the family. That's the whole point. Like, they speak up for the family. You're not born onixi. You are nothing. Okay? You are nothing. You are so replaceable. They do not care about you. So that is one thing I need you to understand, because and I want you to notice that when I was that side, this is another note. Yeah, I'm rambling. This is another thing. When you are that side, and a family does you wrong, Chisana, you having proof means nothing. I had all the proof. I had videos, sending them emails and everything. It does not mean anything. Bona, it means nothing. It does not matter. So, you need to give proof and whatnot. If they're doing this to you, it does not matter. It does not matter. What matters is that family, if you do a mistake, they are going to be the ones that are telling the area director, and only their word is what matters, sadly. There's no other way for me to describe this. Like, it's really bad when you go that side. It's not all peaches and roses. Peaches and cream or whatever. So that is basically my point of it, but it can be good. So I feel like you need to look out for these signs so that you can have a good experience that side. Look for a really good family, a kind family. Like, it's so important, because your mental health is at risk. There are people who have developed depression that side, and these host families don't care. My interviews when I was rematching, and these families were like, yeah, she's depressed, so we need a new au pair. She's depressed, so we need a new au pair. They don't care. Like, you could be going through it. You could have tried to kill yourself. Like, there are people who have been depressed and they're just looking for somebody else to use. You're not connected to these people. Let me tell you that it could be so nice, but the minute they're done with you, unixi. The girl that passed away, she spent a whole year with that family, and she passed away and they didn't even care. They didn't care even to send the body. And these families are rich. These families are rich. I need you to understand that. Who is a body? I want to feel South Africa. Somebody that looked out of, they don't care. Like, yo, I need you to get that through your head. I think the only person I know through the program that came back to their family, I forgot her name, but she came back and it's the same family. She really likes them. She came back, and that's probably the only good story I know. and Usana Milan, they're not even American, they're Ghanaian. So it's you I can think I feeling understanding. Don't let your guard down. It's because they will drop you at any second. You do not get too comfortable. Don't get out of order, because the minute you decide to leave or go to a new family, it's gonna go left quickly. So that is basically my recents, because this video is not going to be long. Okay, this is also another tip I have noticed, because with some families there are people that they really will think they have found a good family, because these people are so flip-floppy, they're very performative, so when you interview these families and they seem like a really good bunch, and then when you get that side, they change the way they are, and you just happen to get kicked out, or you just have had enough of it. Baba, they kick you out, or you feel like I want to end the program. You are required to pay for your trip back. But if it's for say, I know somebody, listen, they had money in their bank account, and listen, they lied and said, I don't have money in my bank account to go back, so they can pay for your flight. So they can pay for your flight back. So they shut their way in, and the little money that you made that side while they were kicking you out and stuff like that, it's saved in your pocket safely, and then you can just go back and they pay for it. These people have a lot of money. The families pump so much money into this whole thing gimmick, so they can pay for your flight back. You don't have to pay for your flight. If what's about push comes to shove, send a child immediately. The minute unahana for what's like, I don't think I can do this, we send it back to account ya South Africa. So that was said, I want next bank account to flight back. Hey, and don't say this advice came from me, but yeah. And I wish you guys luck. If you really want to pursue this au pair career, whatever, I wish you luck. I wish you the best, and I hope you guys find really good families that will treat you like people, because sadly some of them do not see you as a person, but as someone that can be bought in and out. So I really hope you get a really good family that will love you and care for you. Stay away from the Christians, because I don't know, the ones that go to church, I don't know who they're praising, but it's not our God. I don't know who it is, so I would definitely say stay away from them. I don't know, I think that's pretty much it. I hope this was useful. I know it's not that long, it's really short, because it's gonna be short and sweet, and I hope we never discuss this topic ever again. Respectfully, just because I had the worst time there, I like to pretend it did not happen. Even when people mention it, I will say go look at my YouTube video, not so that I can get views, but I just don't want to go through that again. That was the first time in my entire life where I've ever been treated like anything but a human being. So that is the only reason why I say this is the last time. If you have any questions, you can just drop them in the comments, and I will gladly answer answer things that I did not cover, you know what I mean. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you are new and you've made it this far, I hope you subscribe, like, and comment. Until next time, bye.